Hey, what's going on guys? It's your boy Lofty and today we're going to be doing a short tutorial on double touches. Now we're going to be covering 5 different kinds of double touches today. When the ball is rolled to you on the ground, off the wall, off the ceiling, from a bounce, and when the ball is passed to you mid-air. Hopefully there'll be some tips in here that can help you out regardless of whatever level you are in Rocket League. And if you like these kinds of videos, be sure to let me know and leave a little subscribe. Let's get into this video. Number 1, the chip to double touch. Now these scenarios don't tend to happen a lot in my games, but they might happen a lot more in your games depending on what elo you're at. And they are just one of the most fun, coolest ways to style on your opponent because it's not too hard once you practice it a little bit, and they look really flashy if you can do them on command. The premise is as the ball rolls up to you, you chip it up with the front of your car, controlling how far the ball gets away from you, and then you catch up to the ball, increasing your momentum so you can hit the ball towards the backboard and follow the path towards the backboard. The key part of this is that touch after you've chipped up the ball. It needs to have power. It needs to go towards the goal in a way that you can score it. If you just chip the ball off to the side, there's no way you're going to be able to score it. But if you can chip the ball somewhere where a defender isn't and it hit the backboard, then it should be an easy follow-up and you should reach that ball first to score it. Another tip is if you use the back of your car, you'll add more power when you're double touching, and if you use the underside of your car, the wheels or the nose, you'll be able to create a better angle and be able to score more weird touches that you never thought you'd be able to score. Number 2, wall double touches. Wall double touches are my favorite type of shot in the game, probably because they can be the deciding factor for a player to rise up and prove that he's better than everybody else on the pitch. And they just look amazing. How to do a wall double touch? Well, it's actually quite simple. It's getting a setup where you hit the ball far enough away from you that you can then hit the ball again into the backboard and then find an angle. Your first hit can either be a flip or a single jump. That's not too important. What's important is making sure that you hit the ball in a way that you can successfully lead the ball towards the backboard and score. My tip for these type of shots is to angle your car in a way that you can flip through the ball and have your car arc with the ball so there's an easy opportunity to double touch. You don't really want to hit the ball too far away from yourself because that'll make it harder for you to use your flip to catch up, and you don't really want to keep the ball too close to yourself because then you'll most likely have to air dribble the ball towards the back wall. Now if you want to air dribble the ball towards the back wall, that's completely fine, that's up to you. That's what makes these shots so good, because they can be incredibly versatile and you can score them however you like. But the easiest way is to get a touch where the ball gets a little bit away from you, flip through the ball towards the back wall, and then find the angle. Ceiling shot double touches. I'm not going to harp on this mechanic because it's incredibly hard and only for the super advanced players, but I do want to talk about it a little bit because it's a super unique shot and I feel it's nearly unsavable, especially when you're in a 1v1 scenario. Your opponent is just not going to be able to do anything. They'll get ruined. That being said, because I'm not very good at ceiling shot double touches, the examples used in this video will be from my friend Sky and maybe 1 or 2 from me. Now the premise of this shot is you take the ball up the wall towards the ceiling as if you're going for a ceiling shot. You can jump towards the ceiling or drive up the ceiling, that's up to you. I think it's easier to drive up the ceiling. You chase the ball down like you would for a ceiling shot, but you front half flip or musty flick the ball towards the backboard, and then you follow through with your boost and dunk it home. This shot is incredibly difficult, and I can't give you too many tips on it. For the most part, you just need to practice this shot. You need to get a feel for how the front half flip's momentum will carry you forward, and just the overall scenarios to set up a shot like this. It's a very uncommon shot, and it's such a beautiful montage goal, but realistically it's so difficult, it's so hard to score on average that you will rarely see this shot. But that's why it's also very fun to train. Number 4, bounce to double touch. Now, a bounce to double touch is normally a opportunity capitalization. Normally a play happens downfield where the ball gets thrown into the air or bounced at you, and you have the option of catching the ball or trying to carry the momentum of the bounce into a double touch or some sort of shot. It's not something that you can normally set up yourself, but it's something that you should always be aware of and be able to capitalize on. That being said, how to do a bounce double touch? Well, it's quite simple. If the ball is close to the ground, then you want to jump with the ball to bounce it and throw it towards the backboard. Normally you can get the ball to bounce higher the later you jump. The earlier you jump, the lower the bounce will be. If the ball's already in the air, then all you have to do is make contact with the ball and have that contact directed at the backboard. The next job you have is to travel after the ball and score the angle. That will feel like one motion. It will be bounce and then fly and score. My best tip for this is watch the angle that you're approaching the ball from, because once you bounce the ball, there's no changing the trajectory of the ball. There's only manipulating your car to find an angle that will be effective for you to score from. So if you're kind of far away from the goal and you're hoping to get it on target and fast, you should try and hit it with the roof of your car, because the roof will add more power. Whereas if you're super close to the goal, you've only got a very tiny gap to squeeze it in. You should try and use the wheels of the car, because it will allow your car to be more precise and find an angle that can better suit the scenario. Number 5, the pass to double touch. These shots are the most used, the most hype, and the most fun to nail. They can be used almost at any level, from bronze to RLCS. You'll see RLCS players nail them all the time. The Devo era was all hype just because pass to double touch was so common. How to do a pass double touch? Realistically, receiving a pass to double touch will be the most improvised play that you'll be able to pull. Even if you know the ball is going to be passed to you, the touch that you'll need to make to get the ball to the back wall and the follow-up to score will most likely be improvised. It'll be you going off of your muscle memory and the mechanics that you've trained so far. So the best way to practice them is to experience a variety of them. So for the rest of this training pack, the last 6 shots are all devoted to a pass to double touch. If you want to pick up the training pack, I'll leave a code in the description. My biggest tip for a pass to double touch is recognizing when to use your air roll. When the ball is passed to you, you'll have 2 options for the most part. Either hit the ball directly and cleanly, maybe a little bit under the ball, so the ball gets launched towards the backboard and you can follow it still, or air roll through the ball so you don't take any hit recoil and then follow through and score. Like I said, this is the most improvised shot, and it's the one that you'll probably have to practice the most to really get a good understanding of the fundamental of it. At the same time, this will also be the shot that will probably give you the most rewarding moments in your games. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on double touches. Let me know what you think, where I could improve, what I could change, and I will catch you in the next video. See you later, my dudes.